Have you ever thought that there are no French fries, no baseball games, or no winter sports on Earth? It might happen someday because of global warming. According to an article of New York Times, the future of the ash tree from which all the baseball bats are made is in danger of disappearing, and warmer temperatures are killing off wild relatives of potato and peanut plants. Well, these are not all the effects of global warming, but just the tip of the iceberg. I can say without any equivocation that the global warming is just around the corner. For the current and next generations, as well as saving the earth, we must take actions to stop global warming right now. But as the old saying goes, if you know yourself and your enemies, you'll win every single battle. We have to know the major causes and effects of global warming. Natural causes can be divided into two major sections: natural and human-related. Natural causes include volcanic eruptions and solar activity. As you can see the picture, the large volcanic eruptions can throw so much dust into the sky that the dust acts as a shield to solar radiation and causes a cooling trend in the atmosphere. Well, you probably cannot remember such eruptions because they are really rare and infrequent. Solar activity is also one of the natural causes. Changes in the Earth's solar radiation levels can have an impact on the Earth's climate because increased solar activity can cause short-term warming cycles on the Earth. Humans are a more dangerous cause of global warming. When you drive, it requires the combustion of tremendous amounts of fossil fuels. When your car burns them, that carbon is instantly released as carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Let's assume that you will buy your suburban home. The lot will be cleared of existing trees and plants that have been actively storing carbon. But when those plants are killed to build your home, they stop storing and release all the carbon that they have accumulated over tens or even hundreds of years. Eating supermarket meat is also one of the causes. When you eat beef, lamb, or goat meat, you should know that those animals' digestive tracts produce a lot of methane, and the people working on ranches use enormous fossil fuel powered machines in the processing and the production. When it comes to the effects of global warming, it's really scary. The U.S. Climate Change Science Program issued a report predicting an increase in extreme weather in North America, including both floods and droughts, as a result of global warming. There is strong evidence that heavy downpours will become more common and more severe along with the rise in global temperature. But you might ask this: what does this have to do with droughts? As director of the National Climate Data Center, Thomas Call explains, when it rains harder. But when it's not raining, it is warmer. Means there is more evaporation and droughts can last longer. And some scientists have hypothesized that warmer ocean surface temperatures will lead to an increase in hurricanes and tropical storms. Many animals and plants have already begun to respond to the changing climate. For example, some hibernating animals have been observed to wake up earlier or to stop hibernating altogether. These animals require food when they are awake, and this need to eat endangers the animals since the food may not be there. Global warming could lead to a huge mass species extinction. As you can see the chart here, the rate of extinction sharply increased since the 20th century to the century after. But the problem is the trend has been continuing since then. But actually, experts predict as many as a third of all species will become extinct by the next century. Ecological collapse is major bad news for all living things. Besides, global warming could have a huge influence on our lives. We will experience water and food shortages as droughts affect the water supply and prevent farmers from growing crops. And finally, we will starve. By the end of this century, some major cities, including New York, Tokyo, and Manhattan, and many others, might be underwater because of the rise in sea level caused by global warming. The world's population, estimated to be 9 billion by 2100, will have less land to live on and fewer resources per person. Therefore, all the people will compete for food, water, and places to live, and the fact might cause a global war which is miserable. However, hopefully we have time to make a change. And let me tell you several ways to do it. First of all, you have to buy local, eat local, because a lot of carbon dioxide emissions arise from transportation. When you buy local, you support local sustainable economic growth by keeping farmers and other primary producers at work, and your money working to bolster your local economy instead of supporting executives and corporate investors. You can also help stop global warming by reducing your driving. I know it's not convenient to take public transportations, but actually many people live without cars all over the world, and you can too. In addition, you have to use recycled paper products. According to Laurie David in her book, Stop Global Warming, the Solution is You, many papers we use come from 100 to 150-year-old virgin forests in northern Canada. If we use recycled papers, not only will you help stop global warming, you will also save your money at the same time. In conclusion, the Earth is getting warmer because of human and natural causes, and global warming could have a great impact on the weather and all living things. To solve this problem, we don't need any fancy tools, but we just help prevent it by buying local, reducing your driving, and using recycled papers. I think it's not too late. Global warming will not be stopped in a year, nor will it be stopped in a decade, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. I strongly believe that you have more power to help prevent global warming from getting worse, and you can create a hopeful future by taking this positive step. Thank you for listening.